gonna take me over there.
Oh, is it?
Come on. Come on, Daddy needs a new pair of marbles. There we go.
Well,
All right.
at least you did it this time around.
Yo, thanks. Yo, thanks.
Get
You're so
ready.
supportive.
Set.
Thank you.
Go.
I saw an article come out the other day that freaked me out. It was like, Google is gonna totally revolutionize and destroy the world of online publishing. And I'm like, why? Don't do that. That's rude. Shit. Fucking what? Fucking what? Alright, well I overshot that.
Get ready. Set.
Because I'm just like, oh no. And I look into this and I'm like, oh, well, what do they mean by this? Turns out, I guess, Google's search algorithm is gonna... Now, I don't know what this necessarily means. Why? Stop! That wall needs to be taller. Marble it up! Or not marble it up, it's Marble Blast Ultra. Marble Blast Ultra devs, your wall is too short! So apparently they're going to make a search engine algorithm, supposedly, run by AI. So instead of like an algorithm or something, and stuff like it's going to be like an AI entity is going to like garner your search results. So kind of like think of like Kit, I guess, from Knight Rider, being all like, you know, oh, what are you searching for? How may I help you, master? You know, instead of just like, you know, sort of a lifeless Google search engine.
Set.
Go. But they're saying that that's bad, of course, because that might even attribute even a harder bias to like search results. And Lord knows if the AI could, you know, they're speculating all the ways in which it could go wrong and be even more like vulnerable and sensitive to bias and things like that, and maybe being hacked. What's your take on that? Smalls Noodle.
Yeah. Sorry,
Did
what?
you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Candy!
I'm hearing it, I'm sorry.
Well, give me your opinion!
Can you refresh my memory?
Alright, so Google is doing this thing where they're pushing to have an AI instead of
okay,
an algorithm.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm playing Eastward. And
Oh, okay, I thought you were asleep.
I mean, I was falling asleep, yes.
Don't do that! No, it's illegal!
I'm sorry!
It's illegal!
I'm
It's always
sorry! So I'm thinking... I think what's interesting about AI pushing Google as like a... not only a search bot, but like, you know, like a worker type, you know, bee accelerator, you know, whatever frame of mind you want to put it in, right? I think it's gonna end up being another tech layoff.
Sure.
I think that there's going to be a very bad construction mode of like the AI versus the internet type of deal. I think.
And let me just say, by the way, these CEOs and these like people, these hiring managers, or whoever's in power for like laying people off. Evidently, you guys are not job creators, are you? Because you wouldn't be like, you know, laying people off. Like it's so silly when people are like, oh yeah, you're a job creator. It's like you are literally the opposite of that.
Well, and then there's so many CEOs being like, remote jobs are destroying our economy. Remote jobs are destroying our economy. That's why I'm making my people go back to work. And then they're like, we're having the biggest resignation at our company. They just don't want to go in a studio. And it's like, no, it's not about that. It's just you're taking away, you know, jobs away from people who can't always be in the office.
Yeah.
And it's like, so these AI things with people being like, nobody wants to work, remote jobs are the death of America. And it's like, because you don't know how to actually take care of your employees. And they're...
Oh, whoops, I gotta get that one.
Oh yeah, on that platform.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about AI. I think it proposes the same thing about like using AI art for like, you know, things and stuff. I think it's going to be on the same level of discourse.
Yeah, I don't think like corporations or Hollywood have any business using AI art for their stuff because they got the money. Like hire an artist. You know what I mean? Oh, I got a checkpoint, and then I proceeded to die.
5,
Modifying that time. Okay. Let's go fast up here. I guess there's something up here we want. Yeah, I guess I want to get that guy. Get on that guy. I want to get in that guy! Hey, Mr. Platform, I want to get inside you. Wait, where do I go next? Oh, no. Maybe that one.
Like that one Donna song.
The one what song?
I'm inside you.
What song?
I'm inside you.
Yeah, that one. I'm inside you.
Yeah, the one song where you're saying it's sexual and it was a guy on the cover.
Oh, I think, yeah, the song title was like, I'm in you or something. Yeah, yeah. So many sensual jazz songs, you know, on these cassette record players. Yeah. Very naughty naughty. So, if I do say so myself.
It was, I don't know, I mean, what did you like?
What did I like about what?
The antique stores.
I liked, yeah, I liked a lot of the cassettes. You know, here we go. Oh, no, come back. I liked a lot of the cassettes. I liked, well, it's so interesting, right? Because when you go to the cassette rooms and you start peeling through, like, the records, I always feel like I'm gonna, like, stumble upon something really historical and mysterious. And then I never really do. I always end up stumbling upon stuff, like, very adjacent, you know? Like, it's always stuff like fucking, like, it sounds like a band you would have heard of, but it's, like, not. Like, it's always, like, Jimmy Green and the Big Birds, and you're like, oh, alright, cool. Like, that's totally a band that I might have heard of once. And then, and it really goes to show that, like, a lot of bands and music, just like today, there was a lot of derivativeness, because people think, and especially the sort of, you know, and I know, I'm not, like, I'm one to talk about this, but, like, there's a lot of people who say, like, oh, music these days is so, like, you know, derivative and it's unoriginal and stuff, and it's like, bro, back then, you know, we only know about, like, saying, like, you know, the Beatles or Neil Diamond or Elvis and stuff, because these are the people who, like, survived and like, you know, the test of time. But if you look at a lot of old music and stuff, there was an incredible amount of derivativity from bands that were probably had, like, a good 15 minutes of fame, and then no one ever heard of them because they were too derivative of the other stuff or something. Like, you know, Hall & Oates and The Cure and, you know, Reba McEntire and all these, like, 80s, 90s bands, you know, we're like, oh yeah, these are timeless artists. But there was a bajillion other people like them at the time that people were like, ugh, you're just like too great value of these other people. You know, and looking at record players really reminds you of that. Holy fuck. I fell down the crotch. Let's see.
Holy guys.
Cause yeah, like you know, like you know, people say there's a lot of derivativity today in music, which sure there is, but there's also a lot of derivativity back then, and it only lives on in record players and stuff, because, you know, like, in fact, it probably only ever has lived on in record players because, like, everyone else has bought up all the good shit. So then, like, everyone else has probably bought up all the platinum edition fucking, like, monkeys, you know, with, like, Mickey Dolenz and stuff, way back when, or something like that. And meanwhile, you know, like, the only stuff that exists in the antique stores today for the commoners like me are, like, you know, fucking Sally Hemings and the Green Trains, you know? Like, and it's like, who the fuck is this, you know? But it's like Michael Bandwidth and the Lobster Sauce, you know?
You know what, yeah.
Like, at some point, these, like, bands start to sound like fucking mystery novels from the 2000s. It's like Nate the Great and the Curious Case of the Blueberry Pancakes. because it's one of the things about history that is, people say this often, but in many different ways. It's always a paradigm. It's always a zeitgeist. You're